we're recording this for posterity.
Let
JFK,
me
you're
get off
going to
my screen.
address gifts in return for finding a pot of gold, right?
Yep, and more just generally like clarifying what the state of affairs is in relation to like the exact rules on what does and does not constitute illegal raffle/lotteries, because I feel
Okay.
like this has been a thing that's been kind of bouncing around a lot, and
Yeah.
we're getting a lot of folks asking about it. So I want to just like get this as like crystal as possible. Especially because in the period that since DT was on, I've now clarified this with a couple of folks, so I now have
Okay.
the exact defined idea of what this is.
Okay.
So there are three specific things that you have to have in order for it to be considered an illegal raffle or lottery. It has
Okay.
to have paid consideration, which means that there is no free way to enter.
Okay.
It has to have a chance component, which means that the winner is selected randomly from a qualified group of entrants, and there has to be a prize of value awarded to the winner. If any one of those three things is not there, then it's illegal. So if there is a free way to enter, so there's not paid consideration, but there's still a chance component and there's still a prize, then that's fine. This by the way is why you'll see a lot of online services where it's like, hey, you can like sign up for this raffle by like logging in with your social media, or there'll be a tiny little button in the corner that just lets you like basically sign up for free.
Right.
That's the way that they get around that specific rule, because then
Okay.
there's still a free way to enter.
A free way to enter, number one.
Yep.
Free way to enter. Thank you,
Secondly,
Green-Eyed Goddess. Number one, free way to enter.
Yep.
Okay.
Secondly, there is the only way to win is a chance component as opposed to skill. So the idea of that essentially is that the only way that you're going to get selected is through chance, as opposed to any sort of way that you can like influence that. So like talent shows, for example, that's clearly not a game of chance. That is
Right.
specifically a case of
A
like
skill.
or like a subjective thing that you're evaluating, as opposed to just rolling a set of dice. Third thing, there is a prize of value awarded to the winner. This is a fun one because prize of value is a really like nebulous term. Like that could be anything from like money or like a physical item that you're like shipping to someone.
Right.
If that is involved, then if you have all three of those things, then that is considered to be in that bucket. So to kind of tie that all the way back to the conversation that we've been having about pot of gold, the if it's just a case of like if it is a case of, okay, somebody throws a Midas in and gets a pot of gold, that there is no like prize of value being awarded specifically but because that person hit the pot of gold, right? So like like functionally, because of the way that works underlying is that you only get that if you give a gift first to the streamer. So the actual like consideration is going to the streamer, not to the person who's like hitting the pot of gold in inverted
Right.
commas.
And the person that hits it from the app's point of view isn't getting anything, right? It's the viewers that are getting it.
Exactly, right? It goes to the room. It doesn't necessarily go to the person. So so like where that gets messy is like when you get where this gets messy is where you get into situations where, for example, like someone says, okay, fine, so when I hit a like let's say if I roll up a room and I'm like, hey, everybody in this room, if someone hits a pot of gold, I'm going to gift you like 3 Midases. That is now paid consideration because you're saying, hey, you've got to throw a gift in order to try and get pot of gold.
Right.
There is a chance component in hitting pot of gold, and there is a prize that you are awarding to the person who did it. So you now have all three elements essentially for that to make sense. So if you get rid of any one of those, you're good. If you have all three of those, you're gonna have a bad time.
What about? Can I ask one question? What about the top gifter for that hour, and you want to be able to give them a gift on the hour? Can you? What about that?
As in like specifically. Well,
Say
there's well
somebody.
because
Say
but yeah,
somebody.
because you're not specifically like that's not specifically like you're tying in them being your top gifter to like requiring them to in that instance, it's not that it's necessarily a chance component, because there's a lot of things that could go into being a top gifter, right? Like that is very much them, like that there is an element of them being able to choose how much they specifically spend, and therefore it's not at random whether that person is at the top of your leaderboard or not. That's quite an intentional thing.
So
Okay,
that's
so
not allowed then, or it is?
Well, no, my understanding is that I think that would be,
Okay.
because like that's not a game of chance. That is specifically a thing where it's like if you like had a bunch of people playing like soccer, right? Or like a sports game. Like just because someone hits the top of that leaderboard, that's like a thing that they intentionally are choosing to do. It's not a thing that they just like throw it,
sure.
like they randomly get to the top of the leaderboard.
Very good. So if I have a top gifter and I want to give them a gift, that's allowed.
Yeah, that's fine. That's not a problem. It's if you like essentially was like, hey, every single person who every single person who like instead of it being like, hey, my top gift is going to get it, it's going to be every single person who sent me a gift this stream, I'm going to pick one of them at random
Exactly. That's like a
and then
raffle.
send it to them. We now have all three elements essentially.
Yep. All right. You answer my questions. I'm good to go. Praise
Yeah,
God.
I,
Thanks a
I
lot.
hope that makes it a bit clearer, because I feel like
Be clear
that,
to
like,
me.
yeah, great,
All right.
lovely.
Thanks a lot. Thanks, Megs.
Thanks, Best Buy. We love you so much. You're an absolute darling, a joy, and a treasure.